In 2010, not only Russian gas production was the one which recovered, but the entire global gas industry saw an amazing recovery. In fact, with a 7.4% jump in global gas consumption, in 2010, gas consumption in the world was at the level as it would have been based on the pre-financial crisis growth trend. So in fact, the gas production is exactly at the level as if the financial crisis never happened. Production increased in all major regions, even in Europe, where it is usually declining. In North America, the shale gas revolution continued with full swing. North American shale gas production jumped by around 50 billion cubic meters, compensating for the decline of conventional gas production in the US and Canada, so North American gas production increased. In terms of the pricing, we have seen convergence and divergence at the same time. The convergence of pricing is taking place between Europe and Asia and also within Europe. In Asia, oil price indexation is also prevalent, so prices were rising due to the higher oil prices. But there are again increasing convergence between Europe and Asia due to LNG trade. But more importantly, the emergence of Qatar as a supplier which is able to flexibly change its exports between Asia and Europe is a very important new phenomenon. In the next 5-year horizon, we project a dynamic increase of gas consumption all around the world. Gas demand is projected to increase by 2.4% annually, so gas will continue to increase its share in the global primary energy mix. During this 5-year time horizon, this will be a demand increase of 510 billion cubic meters, which is around 2.5 times the current Russian gas export. So this is a very dynamic increase. For the first time in the history of the gas industry, China emerges as the most important driver of gas demand. China alone accounts for almost 1/3 of the global increase for natural gas demand. In the OECD regions, power generation is the primary driver of natural gas demand. In the past 10 years, natural gas increased its share from 16 to 21% in the OECD power generation fleet. And this is going to continue in our view. On the other hand, we should keep in mind that electricity demand increase in the OECD is generally quite low. And we foresee a very rapid penetration of renewable energy in the electricity systems of the OECD, especially in Europe, but also in the United States. In fact, we project a 500 terawatt hours, which is roughly the electricity consumption of Germany, increase in renewable power generation in the OECD region in the next 5 years. Nuclear generation is not constant. We have seen a major loss of nuclear power generation in Japan due to the Fukushima disaster, but several other nuclear power plants were also shut down in Japan due to various safety upgrades and repairs. In Germany, 7 gigawatts of nuclear power plants were already shut down, and another 15 gigawatts will be decommissioned by 2022. China today has 22 cities which have a population of more than 1 million and not connected to the gas grid at all. So given the climatic conditions of China, it will not only be industrial and power sector demand, but also residential heating demand in that country. The United States has a very, very favorable and very unusual combination of a good geology, a very supportive energy policy and regulatory framework, a good pipeline infrastructure, and also a gas service sector that is able to support these projects. Now, this combination is very difficult to replicate, so although shale gas production will emerge outside the United States, it will not be as rapid and as revolutionary than it was in the US in the past couple of years. The most promising countries in our view in this respect is China and Poland. Turning to our host country, Russia, and the former Soviet Union in more general, production will increase in our view by 130 billion cubic meters. The most important source is Yamal. Yamal is our new supergiant field just coming into production in the north-central regions of Russia. 90% of the production increase of Russia is coming from Yamal. This is the most important project by far. The other very exciting part out from Russia is Australia, which is emerging as the second Qatar. And also Australia is the testing ground of pioneering new LNG technologies, including coalbed methane-based LNG, and also the world's first floating LNG project is now under development of Australia. So the growth of Australian LNG export will be instrumental to serve the growing import demand in the Asia-Pacific region.